Howdy everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Today is February the 16th, 2020. We're over here at the building, and today's video I want to kind of focus on new eBay sellers. I'm going to go over some cleaning, how I clean some certain things, some golf clubs, testing a little surge protector strip and a VCR too. And I'm also, while I'm cleaning this stuff, I'm going to talk to you about what do you need to do when you start selling, and what equipment do you need, how do you get started selling, kind of just touch on the very basics. And I'm going to do some videos over the next few weeks that really dives into this stuff. But today's just going to be kind of general overview of cleaning stuff and testing stuff and the importance of it, what you need to start selling. So yeah, let's jump right into it. In case y'all didn't know, my name is Colton. I'm a full-time eBay, Amazon, Poshmark reseller. Do this full-time, enjoy every second of it. We just got this warehouse space over here. We're in Alabama. It's pretty early right now, but people slowly starting to wake up. So yeah, let's jump right into it and let's get started, guys and gals. Let's go. Alrighty, guys and gals, so what equipment do you need to start selling on eBay? First thing you're gonna need is a computer, laptop, something like that. I use that just for my shipping. I do all my listing and stuff off my phone. So if you got a smartphone, that's good. And then that kind of defeats the purpose of having to have a camera. You can use the camera on your smartphone to list. So you got to have a way to list, access to the internet, and a camera, smartphone, something like that. And then you're going to need a printer. Now you don't need to go out and buy one of these big Dymo, Rollo, Zebra, Brother, 4XLs, you know, any kind of thermal printer right off the bat. Just pick you up some paper and just a cheap inkjet. I keep one as a backup in there. And that one's like $30 at Walmart. Just a cheap little printer, okay? Because you gotta print your shipping at home. If you ain't printing your shipping at home and doing it online, you're wasting money. If you're going to the post office to buy it, you're just throwing money away. It's cheaper to do it on eBay. So make sure you print your labels off of eBay or pirateship.com. Just do it online, okay? The next thing you're gonna need, turn you around here, is a scale. This is just a little Accutech. They're like 20-25 bucks on Amazon. Goes up to 110 pounds. Runs off batteries or, you know, external. It'll weigh pounds, ounces, grams. And this isn't a very good scale. I mean, it's a good scale. It's cheaper. It's not the best on the market, but it works. You don't even need that. All you really need is like a digital kitchen scale, something like that. Just something to weigh the items. Just if you're listing something like this, make sure that the scale will register that weight. You want to make sure you weigh your items correctly after they're packaged up and in the box and everything. Which brings me to the next thing you're going to need is packing supplies, okay? So we keep all our packing, let me see if I can get that light on. We keep all our packing supplies in here. You can get priority mail boxes from USPS.com for free. All different shapes, sizes, or some big ones. You can go to some dumpsters and get some brown boxes, plain brown boxes. You can order little plain brown boxes, bubble mailers, poly mailers. These are just without any padding in them. Depending on what you're selling, of course, but you got to have stuff to pack the stuff up with. You need some tape to seal up the boxes. Okay, I use 3-inch tape, but you can get a roll at Walmart at the dollar tape for, you know, $1 for 2-inch tape. And then you're gonna need some bubble wrap or something similar. That way, once something sells, you can package the item up good and make sure that it don't get broke. You can use some packing paper, you know, that kind of stuff. So you need to make sure you have that stuff: tape, boxes, a scale, a way to print your postage, and of course you got to have items to list. What I would recommend is everybody's got something that looks similar to this in their house for storage stuff they're not using anymore. Go through that stuff and just start looking the stuff up on eBay or seeing what it's selling for. Look at the solds, not what people are asking. And just start at your house selling stuff you got there at the house. I mean, you already got it, might as well make something off of it. You got to have stuff to sell, and you don't need lights or, you know, a nice white backdrop. All you need is sit you up by a window and make sure you have the backdrop, you want it plain so you're not distracting people. Like you wouldn't want to take a picture, set something here with all that in the background, you know what I mean? So make sure the background is plain. They say use a white background. I don't really use a white background that much. Just make sure the item picture is clear and you're representing it well. And that's really it. Open you up a PayPal account and an eBay account. You don't really need a store starting out, because stores only help you if you got a lot of listings. But you can decide that as you grow and get bigger and if you like it. But the best advice is just jump on there and start putting stuff up and learning. I mean, that's how you're going to learn, is by doing it. So yeah, let's jump over here and let's start cleaning some stuff. Also, another stuff that'll help you out real good is maybe some canned air, you know, dusters to blow dust off the stuff. Some kind of cleaner to wipe your items down with, and rags. And I like to use this isopropyl alcohol. It gets marker off of certain things, some sticker residue, things like that. And I got a little, just an old cheap toothbrush to get in the cracks of stuff that I'm cleaning. You'll see that here in a minute. So, I mean, that's all you really need. Alright, so what we're going to work on today is we got these golf clubs here. Move them over here. And we're going to try to get these cleaned up. I'll show you how I clean them up. I don't mess too much with golf clubs, but I mean, these were cheap enough I'd mess with them. Could be doing this completely wrong. There may be an easier way. I don't know. These are all VCG Nicklaus Super G50s. So we're going to clean all these up and get all these listed. We did list, they're coming out of that golf club barrel right there. We did list this Odyssey 34-inch white hot 2-ball putter. So we got it listed. So now we're going to start on them other ones, and then eventually we'll get to these. I paid $20 for all of them, so I mean, we're going to make some money on them. And then after that, I don't know what we'll do. I don't know. We may try to test this and get this cleaned up. And I'll show y'all how I do that too. Alright, so maybe y'all can see that. Let me cut this light on, see if that's better. I'll cut this other one on too. Is that better? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just using this glass cleaner. Like I say, this may not be the right way, but you can see there's some dirt in them grooves right there. So to get that out, I'm just going to put me a little towel down, spray some of that glass cleaner on it. Got an old toothbrush, and just get down in them cracks like this right here. And then just wipe it off. So yeah, we got all the dirt out the cracks, that's good. And then we'll do the same thing on this other side, just to get down in these little grooves. Make sure we get all that dirt out. I mean, you don't want a picture with dirt all in it. And whenever I get that done, spray some more cleaner on that. Y'all probably sitting there screaming, "No, don't use that." Well, I mean, that's all I got. So, then we're just gonna wipe it down. Get that handle real good. And that's about it. That's all I'm gonna do to it. I mean, it's a used golf club. It's gonna have some stuff, but at least it ain't got no dirt on it, so that one's good. So we'll set it to the side, and then we'll finish these right here up, and then we'll get to listing them. So I'll come back to you when I'm done. When I do this stuff, I like to do it in batches. I'll do them up, clean them all at once, and this goes with everything. And then I'll take pictures of them all at once, and then I'll list them all at once. I don't do just one at a time, because that takes too long. And if I get the pictures taken, I can list them whenever, wherever. This is just a little Sony Trinitron I used to test with. It's tiny and, you know, it works good, so I just use it. I picked it up at a sale for $5. Now we're just going to take our VCR we're testing and just set it up here. plug them both in. Okay. Always test your stuff. Don't just assume it works. Don't just, if you've had it and it's been in storage and it worked when you put it in there, still test it. Because if you don't, you're going to have problems. Let's see, out. Make sure I'm hooking this thing up right. Let me grab a move. When you test this, always make sure you test it, and when you list it, if there's anything wrong with it, you better put that in the description. So that's a good sign right there.
But who's Louis Buffano? And he said, Mom, come on, he's the big spaghetti-o.
And make sure you test the functions on it too. Fast forward.
So you would like...
Rewind. Stop. Fast forward. Stop. Rewind. Make sure you test every function you can on it. So I mean, this one, it's good to go.
Prove a grave hardship.
Sounds good, looks good.
I'll excuse you.
Well, then I think I could get someone to...
So we're going to consider that good to go. Another thing, when you're listing this stuff and you know, taking pictures of it, make sure, see how it's got these scratches on it here, here. I'm going to clean it up the best I can, and what I can't buff out, make sure you put it's got some scratches on the top and get good pictures of them. And if anything's wrong with it, like if a button's messed up or something like that, you make sure you put that in your description. And what you can do also with these, especially like the DVD recorders, add a color cable to your listing or some blank media. I mean, that'll set you apart. With just this one little VCR, I'm not going to do that because I mean, it's not a very expensive brand anyway. But, make sure you test everything you list thoroughly, describe it accurately, clean it up. I mean, don't just take a picture of some dirty something like this, you know. Take pride in what you do, clean it up. So to clean this thing up, we're just going to use glass cleaner again. And to clean it up, we're just going to spray some on it. And I just give it a wipe down, you know. Get all the dust off of it. You always, also, when you're selling stuff, make sure you got a box that'll fit in. You always have your box ready to go. That way when it sells, you already have everything. Alright, so we give it a good wipe down. As you can see, these scratches are still on it pretty good. So we're going to disclose it's got a lot of scratches on the top of it. We're going to get good pictures of it. The front, it's got some spots there and scratches. But I mean, it works. It's fully functioning. So whenever I list this, I'm going to look at the other ones that are listed and sold on this model number right here. And I'm going to go off of theirs listing prices. But if theirs is in better condition, I'm going to go cheaper than that because mine's in rough cosmetic condition. So I mean, I'm probably going to be one of the cheapest working ones on the site with no remote or anything like that, just to get it gone quick. So yeah, we're going to get that listed today too. Alrighty guys and gals, let's go ahead and list one of these golf clubs. Pull up your eBay app. Simply we're going to type in what it is. We cleaned them up earlier, so we're going to type in the Nicklaus VCG, and then we're going to try to find one similar to it. It's got the graphite handle on it. And this one right here looks pretty similar to the top one, but let's see if any sold. None have sold. Not a good sign. But we got them, so we're going to list them anyway. We'll sit on them if we have to. Somebody's bound to need one. So this one looks exactly almost like mine. Buddy, look at these pictures. Now these pictures is not what you want. You see how he's got other clubs in the picture? That old nasty looking floor and door, and it's real distracting. You don't want your pictures like it. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here, and we're going to click on this sell similar, sell one like this, and then we're going to simply go off of his list, and we're going to select our photos now. Let's go up here to the top and just click on the first set of photos we want to list that we took earlier. So we're going to get all these selected. That last one's just a measurement for my reference, the 38 inch, so I know how big it is. We won't leave that photo in there, we'll take it off here in a minute. But we're just going to wait on all these pictures to load up, and then we're going to crop them and turn them however we need to get them the best possible we can, because we want everybody, the item needs to shine, you know. You want the item, them just to see the item and the item itself. So we're just going to turn all these photos and get them all looking right, somewhat decent anyways. I know these things take a long time to populate, but I'll usually do all of them at once just so I ain't got to worry with it again. These we're going to crop down to get all that floor took out of them. And then it'll zoom it in too once you crop it down a little bit, like you see that. So that's always a good thing. You can take it wide and zoom it in, crop it how you need to. That way all they see is the club itself. And trust me, if you don't get the full club in the picture, they'll send you a message saying, is it the whole club or just half of it? Ask me how I know. I've had that happen multiple times. So you got to make sure you take a full picture of the club, and we'll just move it around so they can see it, maybe sack it and 6 pictures, something like that. So them look good. So now we're going to move on to the title. All we got to do is change that to a 7, because it is a 7 iron. And we're going to move some of these wordings around, take some out and add some more keywords to it. It's a Super G 50, so we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to add some more, you know, just keywords to, it's right-handed. So we're just going to add these keywords in here to help out the search, the length of it. Put in golf, because I mean it wasn't in that other person's title. Club. And then we're going to go back here in a second. I'm going to look at the pictures just to make sure there's nothing else on the golf club itself that I missed. So because you want to make sure to optimize what little space you got in that title and put relevance to it, you know. So let's go back and we're going to look at the picture again. So we're zooming in on it now. So it's Super G50. It says Mach 4, USA made. I mean, all that stuff's kind of important. Somebody may not want no Chinese junk. So let's go up here to the back to the title and let's add some of this in. We're going to add Mach 4, and then we're going to put USA made, if I can spell right, just to help out a little bit. Always try to optimize that title the best you can. And let's make sure we didn't miss nothing else, and we didn't. So now we're going to put it in our store category of sports. And the item specific, these are pretty important. Probably the most important part of the listing. So we're just going to go through here and select from the drop downs the things I know. Certain things I don't know because I don't know too much about golf clubs, but I'm going to fill it out the best I can. And like grade, I don't know what that is. I'm going to see what this is made out of. It says steel, some kind of steel, and that's not an option, so I'm just going to type in steel. And we'll add that there just so they know the head material is steel. And number of clubs, 1, of course. Selling them 1 at the time. It's made in the US. So I mean that's good on that. That's all I really know about that stuff. So my description, basically I'll just erase out this condition as used, shipped with priority mail. I mean they don't need to know that. It says used. And I'm put good, you know, overall condition. Has some scuffs and scratches from, you know, normal use. And then on all my listings I like to put, please see photos for exact item and item condition that you will receive, you know. That way they know the exact one in the picture is the exact one they're getting. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Now we're going to set it, I'm going to price it kind of high because I'll usually run a sale of 20-25% off constantly. So we're going to price it at $19.94. And it'll drop down to about, you know, $14-15 plus shipping. I'm going to change this box size down because it ain't no 48 inches long. I mean, it ain't gonna change the shipping price really, because it's not in that dimensional weight yet. And make sure everything else is good, my handling time, and we list it. It's that easy. I mean, you just go through there and list it, and it's done. Now we're gonna go right back to that same listing and click sell similar, and we're gonna remove the photos, and we're gonna add the next club photos to that. And that's a good thing when you do in batches. I mean, you can take all the pictures all at once, and then you can go back in. You done got the meat of your listing done, such as your item specifics, the description, the price, the shipping. Everything else is good, so all you got to do now is just go in here and change your pictures around. Make sure all your pictures, crop them out again, make sure they're all good to go. Because I mean, 99% of the time, the picture is what sells the item. Make sure you have good pictures. Good, clear pictures. Like I say, the background ain't as important as the item itself. You want the item itself to stand out and shine. That way they can see what they're buying. I mean, that one guy, he had like 4 different golf clubs in his background. How you gonna know which one you getting? But the pictures, when you're doing it this way, is the longest process, having to go in here. I lost them other two, so I had to go back in there and get them. And we're gonna crop them down the same way we did them other ones. Get them zoomed in real good so they can see. And we're going to do the same thing to this one. Get it lined up and try to center it a little bit. And that's good to go. So we'll move it back up here so they can see the actual club. And now, as simple as all we got to do is change it from 7 to 8. Because it's an 8 iron. Go in here to the item specifics, change it to an 8 iron. And then we'll scroll down to the description now and change it up the top to an 8 iron. Same length and everything like that, so we ain't got to worry about that. And that's good to go now. I mean, it's simple. Once you get it all set up for yourself, you can go in there real quick, boom, 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 change a few things, list. So I mean, we did 2 listings that quick. Alrighty guys and gals, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and you learned anything, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be putting up more content every day. And as I said, later on over the next few weeks, we're going to dive deeper into some of these topics and sell-through rates and stuff about eBay. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all keep checking back, and I appreciate each and every one of you watching, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow. You all take care.